It's Nicole Bonner with Thrive and my colleague,
Dr. Colton O'Brien.
Baby.
I thought you were cueing me in.
I was cool. I was cueing you in.
Okay, cool.
How is that doctor rolling off your tongue now?
It's more comfortable. I'm saying it everywhere, and everyone's like Dr. O'Brien, and now I'm getting to know these people better. And like some people, I'm like, I just kind of want to tell them to call me Colton, but I keep it as Dr. O'Brien.
Nice. Is that what they call you in the office, Dr. O'Brien?
Yeah, that's what people call me in the office. And then I'm going to all these community events, and everyone's like, "Hey, doctor, hey, doctor." I'm just like, this is funny.
Isn't that
it's
great?
Cool. It is great. It's really cool.
That's so cool. So you're going to a bunch of community events. What are you doing?
Just anything that's going on. Just like I told you in the past. Like today, there's a lady who publishes a magazine for my community holds a afternoon networking event. So I'm just going to go hang out, shake hands, kiss babies, do the thing. But no, yesterday I just go to anything that the chamber typically has, or my BNI group, or just if I'm invited and I don't have anything on my schedule, I just try and be there. Just be the face. Right now my brand isn't large, so I'm kind of the brand. So I just try and be everywhere essentially. I had someone come up to me the other day. It was really funny, and this is not me at all. They're like, "Wow, you must just be a master networker or marketer because I see you everywhere." And I'm like, to be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just showing up places.
That's awesome.
It was kind of funny.
98% of it, Colton, is just showing up. That's it. It's like that easy, guys. That's so cool. I have a couple of questions. So many questions. I don't know which question now to ask you. All right. So let's talk a little bit about where you're at in practice, because you're what now, 3 weeks in?
Yep, finishing up my third week, yes.
Okay, so you're finishing up your third week, and last time we talked on our podcast, you had talked about how, like, when you first came out of the gate, you came like running out of the gate, and you were like super busy. You processed a bunch of new patients, and then that second week there was like a lag or a lull.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was like a little bit scary. It was a little bit like, oh my gosh, what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So where are you now with that? What's happened this week?
Well, this week has been kind of similar to week 2 as far as like, I definitely I didn't have the influx of processing. Week 1 that's all I did was new patient after new patient after new patient. And then second week was like getting used to it not being just full of new patients, but like actually taking care of my people that are now under care. But like, I wasn't fully there because I was like, I realized I was so concerned about getting new people that I wasn't, and it's my second week, I wasn't fully present with the people that had just converted to care. And I had a big, long reflection, look in the mirror this week. And I'm like, look, these people are in my office. Like I got to take care of them. And so this week I put all of my energy into one, like whenever I wasn't in the office, I was trying to bring new patients in. But when I was in the office, it was all about the people that have already committed to this care. And so I commit to them. And it felt a lot better. And like, just approaching everything from gratitude rather than wanting more. Obviously I have, like I said last time, I have the capacity to serve more, but I know that's coming. So if you don't mind, I'll speak to like something that I had a revelation about on, I think it was Wednesday. I was thinking, and the whole reason I even started a little smaller without like a gigantic financial investment was because like I wanted to see people as people, not as dollar signs. I wanted to just serve out of my own abundance and out of love. And I came into it like exactly that way. But then at the end of the first week, I saw money, and it was like, it felt good. Like I'd never seen money before. And like, so seeing money come in was awesome. And it felt really good. And then I subconsciously, I guess, attached my value to that financial gain. And so I started thinking in terms of money week 2, and it just definitely didn't feel as good. And then I was reminded why I'm doing what I'm doing. I remember the first time that I heard that we have this innate intelligence inside of us that is working for our own benefit at all times, and that we are able to heal naturally. And the first time I heard that, I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. And then I remember the first time I ever got adjusted, and I was like, wow, I've never felt like this before. Like, my brain is lit up. I feel so good. Like, I feel like I'm floating, like, just like, and then I remember the first time I delivered that adjustment to somebody and how amazing that feeling is. And I remembered how amazing it is to tell someone about chiropractic, and light bulbs go off their head and they understand how their body functions truly for the first time. And then, so I went back to that and I got anchored in that, and I realized, like, what is going to come from that is the, is the reward financially, but like, I can't put my focus on the financial gain. I have to put my focus on this mission that I've been put on this earth to do, which is to serve chiropractic. And as I continue to serve chiropractic, the gain will come. It'll come eventually. And I got to remember, I'm only in week 3, but like, yeah, staying rooted in the philosophy and what I love about chiropractic, and then just letting everything else come from there. So that's been my experience this week.
Oh, Colton, we could seriously stop this podcast right now. Guys, are you guys listening to this gold? Please. Hopefully there's some students watching this so that you guys are all ahead of the game. But yeah, Colton, you're absolutely right. Some doctors take 3 decades, not 3 weeks, to figure that out. And money is good. Like, I'm the first person to say, like, I love money and money loves me. Like, I'm all about it,
Mm-hmm.
And there's more. Because money is only an exchange of energy. That's all money is. And money does not hold its value. So what does that mean? Well, that means that $1 today, like if I had a physical green dollar today, that dollar is actually going to be worth less in 20 years from today because of inflation, changes in the world, right? So all money is an exchange of energy, and the meaning that you attach to that energy is how you're going to feel about money. It's
Okay.
really fascinating.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so, in my opinion, one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself is take control of your mind. Because when you have control of your mind, then you can have more control over your emotions. And when you have more control over your emotions, you have more control over your physiology or your vibrational frequency. And that's how we either attract or repel things into our life. And we were just talking about this a little bit. What did we just do? We just did I know what we did. You didn't watch it yet, I don't think, but we just recorded last night our module on how to have a blockbuster, 10 tips. I actually gave 12 or 13. I think Kelly added on one at the end. It ended up being like 15 tips.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so good. I can't wait till you watch it, on how to have a blockbuster grand opening. And, one of the points that I was hoping to drive home was that intention is everything. And it's the energy in which you do, like I gave you all the steps in the module, but it's really the energy and the intention in which you do all of those steps. And that's so true in every aspect of not only practice, but in life in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why you have people that are coming up to you in your community saying, like, dude, who are you? Like, are you this like master magician marketer, and you're like, no, I'm just Colton. Why? It's because all your intention is to just show up for people. And people feel that from you. And that's why they see you as they see you as somebody that you don't even know who you are yet. You don't even know that you're that person, but you already are. Like, you already are a master magician marketer, and you didn't even know it.
I definitely did not know that. But yeah, like you said, I'm just trying to show up as me.
That's so cool. I love that. That reminded me of not too long ago. I was having a challenge with I'm not going to be really specific about it because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. That's not my intention here, but it's just so funny how like people see you. And I was having a challenge with another vendor in chiropractic. I'm not going to tell you who it is. And they they called me up and they said, "Hey, look," they go, "Can you please not tell anybody the experience that you had with our company?" And that wasn't even on my radar, but no, I'm just curious, like why? And they were like, "Because you're such an influencer in the profession." And I was like, they were like, "We don't want people to know that you stopped using our product." And I was like, "I'm just Nicole. Like, what are you talking about?" So it's like kind of that same experience. You're like, "What?" Like, no,
Oh, that's cool.
like I just show up. I'm just trying to help students, So it's
Hmm.
just kind of funny. But that also kind of brings us to another point, Colton, which I would love to share with new chiropractors and new doctors, is that people are watching. It's like one of the things that I think is so important. And I don't know if I teach this in the or if I browsed over this in the Jumpstart program, but I think it's so important that we really remember that people are watching us, and people are watching your integrity and how you present yourself and how you show up. And one of the things, I don't know, I think I did a live on it one time, and that is like I did a live one time on what are you doing outside of practice and how are people seeing you?
Yeah, that's like the Fred Barge book. Are you the doctor, doctor?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot, man, that's a blast from the past. I haven't read that in probably like 25 years.
It's sitting on my desk. I'm like halfway through it, but I need to finish it.
It's such a good book, right?
It's fantastic.
There's so many that I read, there's so many that I read decades ago, and I really need to go back and read them. But if you had to give a chiropractic student watching this right now, like three of your most influential books, what do you think they would be? I know I'm
Chiropractically,
like this
or just any book.
any book. It
Okay,
could be
so
chiropractically.
I would probably say, well, I love just going back to the roots of the chiropractic textbook. So I'm gonna start there. So that's like an essential. So I'm not gonna put that on there because everyone should read the chiropractic textbook. But books that have changed my life. Number one book that transformed my life and really like propelled me into chiropractic school was The Alchemist.
Oh,
Amazing book, little story. I mean, it's like on the third grade reading level, and it's the most amazing storybook, and it just everyone just chasing their what is it, personal legend. So chase your personal legend is what I learned from that. And then I love The Glory of Going On by BJ. Just fantastic book. Like that's whenever I really started to learn and trust my thought flashes, like the little voice inside of me. That's
mhm.
huge. And a book that I just finished is called The Meadowland Experience by Sid Williams. And it just if you know anything about Sid, like Sid is just a powerhouse of a human, and he's just the way that he just speaks about chiropractic and our duty to be this beacon of light to our communities and to chiropractic was just very inspiring. So it was great for me to read in this process of opening up a business, and it really encouraged me to get out and spread the word. So those are three that are fresh on my mind at the moment. But I will say this: I'm not done with it yet, so I can't recommend it. But I just started a book, and it's written by a chiropractor. It's called The Wealthy Gardener, and I'm 2 chapters in, and it's amazing.
Really?
Yes, it's might be the
Huh.
best book I've ever picked up.
Wealthy Gardener. Do you remember who wrote it?
I got it right here. The Wealthy Gardener, written by a chiropractor. His
Oh,
name
cool.
is John Sofrit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and yeah,
Cool.
36 pages in, and I have gained so much from it already, and just like my thinking and my relationship with money, like we were talking about at the beginning of this podcast, and how like really it all comes from here. It's like all these great books and all these great teachers, like the more you learn about them, the more they're speaking the chiropractic philosophy. It's all about supply and demand. There's this unseen force in the universe, and we got to work with it, not against it. And it's just really cool.
Yeah, it is. That's really fascinating that you said that, because chiropractic is such a truth that it really is. It's universal law. I know that we say that. I feel like sometimes we say that like so like just like flamboyantly, just it's universal law. But it really is. It really follows all the laws of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, Colton, chiropractic has had such adversity and diversity, but more so adversity, that that's probably the only reason why chiropractic is still alive, is because it's a universal truth. It's based on universal law, and it's no denying it. And human beings innately are attracted to truth. It's like sometimes we don't know, like consciously, we're like, I don't know, that sounds a little bit weird, but I don't know, just something that resonates with me. And it's truth.
Absolutely. Like a truth speaks to the soul. Like it's not, I feel like truth is something like you can consciously grasp it, but like it hits on a deeper level once you hear truth. It's a part of your being. Cause we are truth, like inherently, like we are truth. And so when we hear truth, it's in the same resonance as us.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's awesome. That's profound. Are you guys writing this down? I'm gonna write this down. Colin, what's gonna happen in like a week or two when you're like way above me and you're asking me the questions?
I got a long way to go.
Dude, you are so smart. And I love that about you. So tell us a little bit about your practice. So like, I know we always talk about your practice, but you're 3 weeks in, you're a little bit more established. Tell us a little bit about your hours, because you were talking a little bit earlier about just getting out into the community, and that you get out into the community anytime you're not serving patients. So how do you organize your time to be able to do that?
Still, it's a constant evolution. So I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I'm the most organized person in the world, but I'm stringing it together. So my days look like Monday, Tuesday are like 9 to 1, and I take like an hour break for lunch and just to collect my thoughts. And I go 3 to 6. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I just take an administration day. So whether that administration is for my body and mind and I get some rest, or it's like we need to work on the business, I work on the business. Or if I have some networking stuff to do that day, I go do that. Then Thursday and Friday, I start at 8 and I finish around like 1:30ish. And then, but on Thursday afternoons, I'm in the office pretty much until my last patient, which is like 6 or so. And then
Nice.
on Thursday, during that Thursday lunchtime, I go to my networking group. We meet weekly for lunch. Tuesday mornings, I go to a chamber event called Coffee and Connections, and just give my commercial and chat with people before we open. And then just depending on the week, there's like first Wednesday or first Tuesday, whatever. There's monthly networking groups, and then I just, as stuff pops up, I try and go to them. Then on the weekends, I kind of devote to at least getting my morning started with a screening. So I have a screening on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So
so cool. That's awesome. Do you want my spinal screening script?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Did you get the email that Kelly sent out today?
Probably.
Okay, in that email, make sure it's in that email. So in that email is the recording from last night's mastermind, the Zoom mastermind, on the 10 tips for having a blockbuster grand opening. And attached to that is the spinal screening script. And it goes through, like, it even has some mindset stuff on it as well. So if you don't get it, please let me know, and I will have her put it up in Paper Bell for you.
Cool. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a life changer. It's like a life changer script because it just walks the patient like right into, scheduling an appointment. And it's all like, it's not like scripty. It's all about, it has all higher level communication stuff in it. So like it's a script, but the script is just going to be your tool. It's like just going to be your guideline just until you like learn the psychology and human behavior behind it. And then once you learn that, you're just going to know, like you're just going to have these conversations just automatically with people. But yeah, if you don't get it, please let me know and I will definitely get it to you for sure.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, great. All right. So you have 2 spinal screenings coming up this week, which means that next week you're going to probably have a bunch of new patients again.
That's the plan. That's what my intention is.
So let's talk a little bit about, do you want to talk a little bit about organization for just a couple of minutes?
Sure.
Okay. So right now, how did you count up how many hours per week you have adjusting hours total?
I don't have it like separated into adjusting and exam. It's just kind of like hours right now.
Like a patient will show up and then you'll adjust them and then you might have an exam like that.
Yeah, which I know in the future it's going to be necessary to have exam blocks because it is it's definitely a different tone between an exam, a person that you're introducing to chiropractic, and an existing practice member. So yeah, I'd love to talk organization now. So give it to me.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you roughly in a day? I mean, you're only open 3 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But roughly in a day, how many adjustments do you have to do?
Max probably 10, and then minimum like 2. So it just really depends on what, like Mondays are pretty slow. Tuesday, Thursdays are pretty hot and heavy right now, and then Fridays are hit or miss.
Oh, okay. So, well, a couple of things. So number one of the things that I like to do is I actually like to stack Mondays with appointments. Okay. And in our like motto in our office is never miss a Monday. We obviously stole it from the workout industry, right? You never, when you're weightlifting, when you're building muscle, when you're cutting weight, when you have a workout goal, it's like you never miss a Monday. Why don't you ever miss a Monday? Because Mondays set your tone. If typically like people are typically habitual people and ritualistic type of people, right? That's like in our human nature. So typically like if we're talking about the gym example analogy, typically if you miss your Monday, it's gonna like have you miss other gym days in the week because it kind of sets your tone like you already missed a Monday, right? So I like our Mondays are like heavy loaded. Like, so in our office, we see over 100 people on that Monday. Now, every day we don't see over 100, but our Monday is over 100. So
that's cool.
I think I think it's like go to sleep at the end of the week, right? But Mondays are heavy hitter. The other reason is clinically, people typically have do a lot of stuff. Like people are weekend warriors. So it's like the Saturday and Sunday that people are doing things that they typically don't do. They're doing things with their kids. They're out on the lake. They might be boating. And on Monday, they're definitely ready for that adjustment. And then also like your last adjustment day is Friday for your office. In my office, it's Thursday, but then they have that weekend time. I like them to be like right back in on that Monday so that they're having like this constant drip of chiropractic. So that's why we load up Mondays. And then on the psychological end of the team's end, which you don't have a team yet, but you're going to have a team soon. If you're adjusting like 10 people in a day, and let's say you're open up 5 days a week, or you see people 4 days a week, that's 40 people a week and you're only open, that's 40 visits a week, you're only open the third week. So what does that mean? There are chiropractors that the average chiropractor in the US sees 100 visits in the entire week. And you're going to be there like this because you've only been there for 3 weeks and you're almost halfway there.
I got some ways to go, but we're on our way.
But like you're getting there. So what was my point? I forgot my point anyway. So like even for the psychology of the team, if you stress them on Monday, if you have one day of the week where you stress them a little bit, then like the whole rest of the week is like downhill for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're coming in off of a weekend on a Monday, super fresh. They had friend time, they had family time, they had rest time, they had play time. They're Monday, they come in, they're nice and strong, they're ready to go, they're ready to serve, they're nice and refreshed. Monday, they can get stressed out. Like you could stress them a little bit for growth. And then when Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday rolls around, okay, maybe you're not seeing over 100, but 70 then feels like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why we do that. We do that on Monday. The other thing that I like to teach in regards to schedule is cluster booking. So cluster booking is when you just have a time and you have like a bunch of adjustments come in at like that one time, right? So you have like a smaller space, right? So you don't have a whole lot of rooms. Great, not a problem. You can cluster book 5 adjustments at one time, and you only do adjustments, right? You don't do rehabs or therapy or anything like that. You're straight, right?
Yeah.
You're straight as straight can get, pretty much, right?
Yep.
All right. So, you know, I would have like maybe 5 people, have 4 little hot seats, adjust like in the open. How long does it take you to adjust a person? 2 minutes?
Yeah, not long at all.
Like 2 minutes, adjust, and then you have your cluster book. So like, let's say you cluster book 5 at a time, it's 2 minutes at adjustment. That is 10 minutes for your first cluster. Then you could even give yourself like a little bit more time now because you're still growing. And then you can cut off like maybe 20 minutes to do an exam time.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. So if you start, when do you start? 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
Some days 8, some days 9.
Okay. So let's say it's 9 o'clock. So you can cluster book 5 people. Their appointments are 9 a.m. They show up at your door at 9 a.m. and you adjust them from 9 to 9:20. By 9:20, you're done. From 9:20 to like 9:50, you could do a new patient, or not even 9:20 to 10 o'clock, you could do another new patient or a couple of exams in there. And then at 10 o'clock, you can cluster book another 5 people from 10 to 10:20. And then at 11 o'clock, you could cluster book another 5 people. And that's 15 people just in your morning.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You know, and then you can do that in the evening, and that's another 50 people. That's 30 people a day already.
Sweet. I'll give that a try. I think it's good to start implementing those things now, even when I'm not as busy. So like when I do get busy, then it's just a practice, a habit.
Ready? Here's your hack. Everybody, write this down. It's so important. Colton, you're absolutely right. You take your goal, like if your goal is to see 100 office visits a day, and today you start acting as if you're seeing 100 office visits. So in other words, like if you have to schedule a certain way to see 100 people in a day, then you start scheduling that way now.
I like that. Okay.
Because then it's neurologically wired into you.
Okay.
So when you are seeing 100 visits a day, your body doesn't go, oh, what are you doing? Your body goes, yeah, this is what I'm used to. This is what I know. This is what I've been doing.
I like that.
Every once in a while, I have a good idea.
Always.
All right, man. Well, listen, been a half hour already.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Amen. It does. It does. And I want to honor your time because I know you have some patients to finish up with. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. So any last thoughts, questions, concerns, pieces of advice you would give to a chiropractic student that you want to end on?
Yeah, I think it's what I said earlier. That shifted my tone for the week is just focus on the why. Like don't focus on the outcome. Just focus on your intention and why you're doing what you're doing. And then, I believe the rest will come. I haven't, I've seen a little bit, but I know there's more coming. So I'm just going to keep focusing on chiropractic and loving on people. And I recommend everyone do the same.
Yeah. Amen. That's a good one. All right, everybody. It's me and Colton. We're signing off. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you next.
Perfect. Yep.
Hey, everybody. It's Nicole Bonner with Thrive and my colleague,
Dr. Colton O'Brien.